Hello everyone and welcome back to Minecraft Survival with the 20th installment. A pretty big milestone, if you ask me, having considered that the 10th installment came out like 3 years ago. And as you can see, Bedrock has recently added the feature of seeing how many days you've played on the world, and it seems that I have played 1,503 days, which I think is really awesome that I can see it now, because that was never like an accessible feature for Bedrock as it was for Java. But more importantly, because it is the 20th episode, what I wanted to do was start the beginnings of a project that hopefully will be the big annual, yearly build. That is if I can finish it by the end. Of course, is always the question. So hold on, let me not kill myself. Jesus Christ. We are currently below the Towers of Adamah, as you can probably tell, and I'm going down. Please don't die, thank you. I need to improve the system. I'm going down to a huge cave system that I discovered underneath the Towers of Adamah, and I do have some old footage of me discovering it that I was going to save for precisely the video where I decided to do the build that I want to do down here, so I might insert that in now. Alright, so as I was saying, my luck needed to be so that I could happen to have a huge naturally generated cavern underneath the catacombs just for my taking, right? And even in that case, I still didn't know what to do with it. I thought, let me not even save this for the video, because what are the chances that it's underneath the catacombs? There's nothing underneath the mines, by the way, as far as I know, as far as I've looked. So I decided to just check it out, to just go in here and fly down and check it out. Okay. Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh fuck. Oh! Why did I place the water up there? What the fuck was I doing? And so yeah, I dug through all of this area. I happened to meet up with the Wither room here, which was a nice little callback, flashback moment. And a little cave there, didn't really lead to anything. And this was the cave I ended up finding, an actual cave. But also, kind of unimpressively, didn't really, lead anywhere in particular. Okay, so this is where I'll land from now on. Won't have to use a totem, but it all just seemed like a bit of either dead ends or going too far upwards for my liking. But then I found this area, which I know, it's not as big as it can get with this update. There are definitely bigger caverns, but it's as big as it can get for my world, This like huge cavern area is as good as it can get for my world, which is, I obviously don't have from Y0 upwards to work with in terms of generation. And this gave me a few ideas, like maybe, an underground city, where people survive down here. But I'm like, as much as I'd love to do that, every build I've made has every big build I've made has somewhat of a purpose, even if it's as silly as being the decorative introduction into my world, which was what Cathedral Zero was. It still had that purpose. And the Mines of Corvea had the purpose of being the grand connector, of all my big builds. So what would the Misty Catacombs' purpose be, was my question. And it's what I've been pondering for quite some time. That question was answered for me, in a way, by what I discovered down here behind this pillar. Would you look at that? Amethyst geode, right here, just chilling. Bing chilling. Oh, fuck off. Oh my God. Look, I'm recording this when Bing chilling is still a thing, alright? Okay, angry. And then it struck me. That ties everything together. Just think about it for a second. Hear me out. Those white pillars, that I was planning on building, which, one of them would be an enchantment room, and then what do I do with the other ones? Could all be a big storage unit bringing this farm of amethyst geodes, because that's what I'm going to do, make it a farm, all the way up there to these white peaks, that I could fly into and collect from. And not only that, it would give sort of a quote-unquote purpose for the underground city I want to build here. Sort of like a mining community, with like mine shafts and mine carts leading everywhere, going up and down, around, over the houses, and there'll be like a big farming area. And when I have enough amethyst, I'll make, like little shrines of amethyst and stuff. There'll be like a little underground village dwarven village, you know, of amethyst worshippers and farmers and stuff. And I'm just trying to light up the area so that it's going to be, you know, easier when I start trying to build in here. But I thought the general palette I wanted to go for was a black and blue. So working with this deep slate, I think would be quite nice. And then also working with like soul fire, soul lanterns and stuff like that. Yeah, I wanted to combine a sort of blue and black scene, not have too much red, you know, no lanterns, no lava, no glowstone or redstone. It gives off a mystical vibe, and I think it would really work nicely for this area down here. I mean this truly, it's just endless. Oh, is this another one? Perfect. Okay. So now we have 2 amethyst geodes. So, you know, the city can sort of connect around here. Oh my god, I'm getting so excited. Ooh. I love the sound of that. So I've got 2 amethyst geodes and an idea. Put that on a t-shirt. And you may be wondering, okay, that sounds like a neat idea. How exactly is that going to work? Well, what I am mainly drawing my inspiration from, by the way, that's the first amethyst geode right here, and then the next one is behind this area, so you sort of have to go around. I apologize if you hear screaming children in the background. Can't do much about that. But yeah, so wait, hold on, sorry, it has nothing to do with me, is why I can't do much about that. I am not the source of the children screaming. They just happen to be screaming. Okay, you know, I feel like I'm digging myself a deeper hole. Anyway, this is the second amethyst geode. I have some like main sources of inspiration. A big one is the New Londo ruins from Dark Souls 1. This place is actually really cool. This is the vibe I'm trying to go for with my new with my Minecraft build. I'm trying to think of at the moment with all this blue lighting, with these sort of like very old, decrepit, like ruiny vibe, and the very blue lighting. I want to go with a sort of like blue lighting vibe for this build. And combined with that, a little bit of the Catacombs of Carthus from Dark Souls 3. So if you're a Dark Souls head, first of all, go watch my Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1 series if you're a Dark Souls head and you want to see my reaction to all of that. If you're not a Dark Souls head, don't worry. I'm sure I'm flashing up images of what those look like on screen, but even the images don't really get the scope of what I'm talking about. You kind of have to have played through those areas yourself or seen me play them through. I just want to give the same vibe to the mining town down here. Maybe a little less decrepit, a little more like a town and less like a collection of shattered, you know, ruins. And then after that, make the minecart, however it connects up to, you know, the rest of the area down there, eventually swirl all the way up to the bottom of the big one, the big tower, the main big Tower of Adamah, because that has a lot of storage facility in it. So that's entirely the idea. I've sort of relayed it out now. It definitely won't all be done in this video, but for the 20th episode, I thought it would be nice to get the ball rolling on this, because I'm tired of just, you know, talking about it. So here's what I'm going to do. I want to connect this, because this is kind of in the middle of nowhere. These caves I don't think are going to be very important. So what I want is to, first of all, have any excuse to gather deep slate, ideally, because I don't have a lot of it. And I think it's probably going to end up being like quite a main part of the build. Maybe tough as well, this stuff over here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and mine a hole through these two, just so that, you know, have an excuse to mine some deep slate and connect this to this. And hopefully that'll get us started. And I wanted the minecart tracks holding the amethyst. I think I'm probably going to end up, I don't know, hanging them from the ceiling or making them like miniature bridges of what I did in the Minecraft beta 1.7.3 100 days video, if you've seen that. I'm sure you have. Maybe like miniature versions of those, I think. And yes, I know I just, you know, talked endlessly about blue lighting, and I'm putting torches everywhere and it's all being lit up with torches, but right now I want some convenient lighting because the blue lighting is quite dim from what I remember. So after we have sorted out the main structure of all the builds that I want to do here, how everything connects up, with all the platforms and bridges and stuff, then I will move on to collecting enough. I think it's soul soil. Oh wow, that was a lot higher than I thought. Wow, okay, so we don't really need the whole bottom section of this, I don't think. I think this is like the important part. Oh shit, free diamond, hell yeah. I got fortune on this pick? I sure do. Fucking useless apparently. And I thought what would be nice as well is to introduce maybe a system of per episode that isn't the big episode where I change the banner of the channel and stuff. Per episode of the Minecraft Survival series, I take a look at all these suggestions commenters have made in recent videos and enact one of them. So we've got 3 suggestions from the Lakes and Bridges episode, which is Ethan, who commented saying that he had an idea about the sort of petals falling from the Towers of Adamah down onto the Lakes and Bridges location, which would be a cool way to have an excuse to build like a custom mangrove tree, which was what I was deciding if I wanted to do or not, but one that's like half like a hybrid between a mangrove tree and a cherry blossom. So yeah, deep slate is the most customizable stone block ever because you can change it 4 times, right? Like I just did. You can change it 4 times in succession, which should mean that even though it's one, you know, kind of like black gray block, I am going to be able to mess around with it a fair amount to make this all feel like it has some variation. I also have 2 additions to make to the book in Cathedral Zero of thank yous, and they are as follows: Zaba and Joja. Zaba is a longtime follower who who I included in the credits of the Best of StuartisUnoriginal, but for some reason never included in this book, which I don't really understand why, because they've been pretty consistent in their support. Joja is the first ever channel member I've had. And while the Patreons are on here, Joja is not. So I had to do it to him. Had to add Joja to the page. 2 new additions, and if you'd like to be added at some point in the future, just make sure you're or mentioned in the Best of StuartisUnoriginal, the next one. Just, you know, make yourself known in the comments below and be consistent with it so that I recognize your name. Maybe even join the Discord. You can do that too. It's all of that's free. And if you want to become a channel member, that's a pretty quick way to getting on the channel member or a Patreon. I do have to say, the entire reason I made the channel member thing was like, if you would like to visibly display your support on the YouTube website, where it gives you a little icon, shows that you're a channel member, everyone knows you're a channel member, and you also get an exclusive Discord role, then yeah, please do consider becoming a channel member. But if you want to actually gain perks to behind the scenes content no one else can see, early access to videos that come out soon, and hypothetically, you know, Patreon exclusive live streams, if it gains that much traction in the future, then rather go to the Patreon, just for the actual big perks. But I understand if people want to stick to the platform, you know, and have their like commitment be to their presence on YouTube rather than like splintering their support among different websites. I do understand that. You're of course welcome and entitled and incredibly appreciated for both, and you will be thanked very consistently. So what I'm doing here, by the way, is carving out just a, like, I don't know, more obvious like mining point for the amethyst geode, because I did feel like it was kind of, you know, locked off here, and rather inaccessible. So I feel like this makes it seem more like, you know, a reasonable idea that people are able to get in here and hack away at it. Well, I'm still technically able to walk through it, but it's more for like holding up the integrity of the tunnel system. Yeah, like this sort of vibe for the entrance I think would be cool, where it's like using the lay of the land to detail what's happening, and then along the ground here, the added texture of the minecart rail. Okay, well that was stupid of me. Will help sell the whole look a lot, I think. Ooh, oh dude, I've got a great idea. Okay, so this, okay, yeah, this is gonna be sick. This comes over, like a bridge is built over towards here, and then there's a sort of like one of those old elevator shafts thing, like a rickety rope pulley elevator shaft thing to like lower yourself into the geode and stuff, like mine away at it. Then excess is taken that way, maybe. I don't know. I know it would just feel like easier to walk down and go in, but I think it would give a cool reason to have a bridge here. Like all the important stuff is brought up directly. Yeah, this is going to be cool. It's going to be cool as hell. Maybe it could even just be like a pulley system for the people don't need to go down through this way, but like like a pulley system for like just getting the important stuff out, basically. Right, as this bridge is being finished off, the first bridge, I think it's starting to get the vibe of like what I sort of want to turn this whole place into. Okay, maybe it's a bit egregious to assume you're getting the vibe from so little, but I'm gonna assume that you are, with the few reference images I put up of Dark Souls, the locations, and yeah, as I say that out loud, yeah, definitely might not be getting exactly what I'm going for just yet, but that's fine. So I'm going to finish this bridge off, and then I'm going to do what I said, which is try and make it an episodic thing, aside from the big episodes where I take someone's suggestion into account from a previous episode in the comments about a build, how I could fix it, how I could improve it. It's usually when I specifically go, hey, how can I improve on this? And people respond. That's usually actually the only time I get super direct feedback on my builds. But I do want to open the floor to literally any of the builds you've ever seen. And I do check comments on all my videos pretty regularly, much to my girlfriend's dismay. I'm on YouTube Studio too much, I think. Yeah, so I do check all the comments very regularly. So even if it's an old video, an old build you've seen me do, or even an old build you've seen me fly past in this video or whatever it is, I will read the comment you make about taking a suggestion or changing something up or being like, hey, why don't you try this? And hopefully, if you're lucky, it'll make it into the next installment of Minecraft Survival in the form of building your actual suggestion. So I think, I'm not sure, maybe before we do the suggestion, I will try and make the whole pulley system thing build I was talking about. I think that's a good way to end off the start of this build, I think. So let me finish off this bridge and then do that. I think this is going to utilize some wood though. I think this will particularly come together right at the end, which is going to be kind of irritating because I don't think the full vibe will be in effect until like all the lighting here is blue lighting. Just keep that in mind whenever you make suggestions. But I'm very, very open to them at the moment. Like what can hang from the ceiling, what I can, do with the pillars, how I can shape the houses, to make them look like they fit in this sort of place. Because right now, all I'm certain of is like what the transportation facilities will look like with all the mine tracks running down these pathways and stuff. But then once I'm done with mine carts and stuff that, relates to them using mining the amethyst core, the village itself is still very much a work in progress in my mind. So yeah, do feel free to comment on that. But I think we're gonna get started on this pulley system. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do it. How about this? We can do a kind of elevator shaft. It gets sent up, and then it gets sent up through here. Yeah. Sorry, just approaching it now, coming from here. That looks nice. I'm liking how that vibe feels. And then we can pretend this is some sort of automatic system, even though it fucking isn't, obviously. I think a barrel makes more sense to add at the bottom than a chest. Yeah, this looks good, I think. So like the important stuff gets like tucked into the barrel. It gets pulleyed up by the very visible and obvious pulley system over here. Yeah, I don't know how to make it look more like something's happening. Kind of just looks very welly at the moment, but maybe there's a better block I can use at the top there. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, there we go. So sort of like that. Yeah, that looks like there's like hypothetical movement happening. So then we just got to change the structure of this a little bit. Does this look silly? Is there a better block to put here? I don't know. Probably. So that's the idea. So for the time being, we're going to leave this project here. I think you've all gotten a pretty good insight into the vibe I'm going to want with it going forward. But for now, let's just let it simmer in my brain and your brain. So hopefully I get some more solid ideas of how I want to make things structured, and you get the opportunity to give me some feedback on the small amount I've done so far, but more feedback on like how I'm going to approach this going forward. But for now, I think you get the general gist. Let's move on to the suggestion of the episode. So yeah, approaching this area again for the first time in a while. It's still looking really, really nice. I'm actually in adoration of this place. So the custom tree I was concerned about has gotten sort of an answer.
Do you use like legacy skins, or do you like, how there's like the skin maker on Bedrock or whatever, where like the characters blink and shit? Do you do that, or do you just import skins?
I've been using the same skin since I bought the festive skin pack for the Minecraft Xbox 360 edition, which is my gingerbread skin. So yes, I use legacy skins, very much legacy skins.
What is your gamer tag? Because
my gamer tag is XX Death Phantom XX. I'm serious. And Phantom is spelled with an F.
Oh, of course it is. That's the most Xbox fucking name ever.
I've had the full ability to change it for a long time. It's not about changing it because like I think it would be better if it was a different name, because if it was just about that, then yes, I would have changed it. But I often open like old Xbox 360 worlds or old Xbox One edition worlds, whatever, and I run into signs that have people's gamer tags on them. And I try and like, this is so cool. Let me like try and contact this person. Wow, it's been so long. Boom, doesn't exist anymore because they changed their username from their cringe Xbox username. So I want to just make sure that everyone who finds a sign with my name on it in their world can contact me.
And find you.
Can contact me just as easily. Oh my goodness, I haven't had a new person in Spawn in quite some time. How goes it, Eric?
Oh, there's XX Death Phantom XX.
Anyway, I haven't had a new person on the world for quite some time, so follow me, I can take you.
I can also, I only have one emote. It's this. Check it.
Oh, Christ.
Whoa, what the fuck? Hang on. That's sick. What is that?
That's the Towers of Adamah in the distance. Any open space you feel like setting up camp a little, you're very welcome to do that, as long as it doesn't look like it's interfering with one of mine or somebody else's builds.
Stuart?
What's up?
What the fuck is that?
What's what? Eric, come check this out. Come over here, this side, down here. You're gonna lose your mind. You think the Towers of Adamah are cool, you're gonna lose your mind, dude. But essentially, it's like what... Oh, you fucking idiot. I haven't seen someone react to the Mines of Gouveia in quite some time. Boom, check this out. Built this.
Oh.
Built this in survival.
Like the mines are like okay.
Oh, fuck you. I'm gonna head to the Towers of Adamah to work on something. Somebody made a comment, well, it was actually Ethan and somebody else who both made comments on something I could change back there. I was trying to figure out if I should put a mangrove tree there or not, and I couldn't decide, and I got some suggestions about doing like a custom mangrove tree, so that will cap this episode off, so I'm gonna try and do that. Otherwise, I've finally... Wow, it's so beautiful out here. Otherwise, I've finally been working on the beginning work on the catacombs underneath the towers, the misty catacombs. As cool as Ethan's idea is, I don't think I can successfully do it, and I'll think it'll just end up looking a bit stupid. He wanted me to be, because I made it so that the huge cherry blossom tree in the top of the towers was like, had petals falling down around it, like around the entire mountain. You can find these like little cherry blossom petal blocks or like effects on the ground, and he was like, oh well, then why don't you make the custom mangrove tree like a combination of a mangrove tree and a cherry blossom tree, which is a cute idea, because the seeds or whatever of the tree are like gonna sprout something that's looks a bit different because it's in a lake. But also like a mangrove tree with a bright pink top sounds a bit silly, and I think I'd probably end up making it look pretty silly. So I think I'm just gonna do a custom mangrove tree. Bone meal.
Stuart, do you have like better food?
Yeah, I got some food.
No,
don't drown my horse,
Why
please.
is the horse not swimming? This is my horse. What the fuck?
But that's it's Oyama, is it not? Yes. How dare you?
It
It's
was
my
in my
horse.
area.
Because I didn't feel like taking him back home. How dare you? Pick up the meat before it disappears.
Explodes?
I was gonna say expires, but like...
Wait, what
oh, for fuck's sake, Michael. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. You guys saw me building that. It looks a little sad, I think. Way better than the normal mangrove trees, which go like fucking a bajillion blocks high. Looks a little slopey, a little sad, but I prefer it than it not being here, and it looks alright from this side. So I like it as an addition. Not going to try and do a pink in there, though. That seems a bit crazy. That is going to wrap up episode 20 with the comment addition and the beginning of the Misty Catacombs. So thank you so much for joining me in this installment, and also over the last 20 installments. I'm sorry 20 wasn't a big a big build event or something, but there'll be more of those to come as the years go by. So look forward to that. But in the meantime, I will come back with another Minecraft survival part as I continue the Misty Catacombs, hopefully to get it done by the end of the year. But for now, have a good one, and I will see you around.